I'm Justin Hunter, the founder of Hexawise. I created Hexawise to test software more efficiently and effectively. Using Hexawise will help almost anyone who is involved in testing any type of software, from unit testing to user acceptance testing, in two ways. First, because Hexawise automates some parts of the test design process, Hexawise will reduce the amount of time it takes to identify and document test cases. Users frequently see 30 to 40% reductions here. Second, Hexawise generates more efficient and effective test cases than people can create on their own. Test plans created using Hexawise often result in more than twice as many defects being found per tester hour. Why is this? When testers identify test cases themselves by hand, their test cases often include unintentional repetition, in which the same things are tested multiple times, as well as accidental gaps in coverage, which result in important combinations of values never getting tested. Hexawise creates more efficient and effective sets of test cases by using advanced algorithms to eliminate repetition, close gaps, and maximize coverage as efficiently as possible. Let's look at how we might test Google Maps Get Directions page to show how this works. There are more than 100 billion possible test cases here because of the combinatorial explosion problem. The number of possible test cases grows exponentially with the number of features and options until it becomes impossible to test everything with available testing resources. This occurs in all kinds of software applications. To be clear, this is true regardless of whether the applications are web-based or not. Here's how it works. Let's assume we test for 6 browser types and test each of those with and without JavaScript enabled. We'd already have 12 possible combinations to test. Testing each of those configurations for 3 different methods of transportation would get us to 36 possible tests, and the rest is simple math. Total possible test cases grow exponentially to reach over 100 billion possible tests if we test for these other things. That's more than 100 testers working full-time could execute in a lifetime. Hexawise offers a very simple and very effective solution. Let's look at the 3 main screens of Hexawise and demonstrate how easy it is to use. First, let's input the things we want to test. Once we're comfortable with our inputs, we'd click on the Create Tests button. Hexawise then generates a set of intelligently identified tests designed to maximize coverage of the interactions between every value we're testing in as few tests as possible. The scientific approach to maximizing coverage of interactions between values is a pretty straightforward concept that's been proven to work extremely well, but it still remains relatively poorly understood. With our easy-to-use tool, we're hoping to change that. In its simplest form, known as pairwise testing, every single pair of input values will be tested together in at least one test case. To make this concrete, let's think about the implications of that on testing any of the features being tested, say the Show Photos feature. Not only would you be testing that it worked, you would also be confirming that the feature worked with each of the browser types, that the feature performed as it should, whether or not JavaScript was enabled, that the feature worked as it should in all 3 modes of transportation, that it worked whether a map, or train, or satellite view are selected, and so on. This is true for each and every one of the values. So, how many of the more than 100 billion possible test cases do you think you would need to achieve this 2-way coverage for every single pair of the values shown here? 10,000? 1,000? 100? It turns out you only need 36 tests to achieve complete 2-way coverage. Hexawise automatically identifies these for you in a matter of seconds. Sometimes more thorough testing is required. In that case, simply select 3-way or 4-way solutions, or even a mixed-strength solution that allows you to select several areas of the application, which would receive relatively more thorough testing coverage than the other areas. The third main screen of Hexawise provides the coverage analysis chart for your test plan. These coverage charts can be used to make informed decisions about how much testing is enough. I hope this introductory video has made it clear that Hexawise is useful for all phases of testing, to test all kinds of software applications, web-based or otherwise, and that it is very straightforward to use. A short video like this can't possibly cover all of the features of Hexawise, so please also check out our other videos at hexawise.com/videos. Thank you.